He's got patrol.
For the two teams on the field tonight, they both enter the season with the same goal exactly 1 year ago today. At the end of the season, however, one team met their goal and the other fell just short. Welcome inside Mahtomedi Stadium for our first broadcast here of this 2018-2019 school year. It's a match of soccer here between the White Bear Lake girls and the Mahtomedi girls. All by myself tonight, I am Alex Westat, pleased to be joining you and starting off what should be a fantastic season of sports here on SCC Community. It is, of course, a soccer match that we have tonight, and the team that we mentioned at the beginning of the program is the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, already off to a fantastic 2-0 start through 2 games in Rochester earlier this week. And the other team is White Bear Lake. They also are 2-0. For Mahtomedi a season ago, they wrapped up their season with a state championship in the Class A level. And for the White Bear Lake Bears, they fell short in the semifinal round to Mounds View, losing by a final of 2-1. When these two teams played last year, we had it for you here on SCC Sports. It was a final of 1-0 in extra time with White Bear Lake victorious. It was Claire Odemark who scored that one goal at White Bear Stadium in order to give the Bears that lead. High expectations abound for both teams as the Bears look to make it to the state tournament, and the Zephyrs look to return and defend their state title. Both teams off to a great start so far. As we take a look outside here at Mahtomedi Stadium, it's a very cloudy night and very chilly, unseasonably so. Nothing like the chill in the air to remind you that school is just around the corner. Looks like as we look down on the field, we have about 2 officials here tonight. I believe that's the norm. We play 2 halves of 40 minutes of running time. As we look to set things out in this one, you'll see Mahtomedi wearing their blue jerseys with white shoulders and yellow numbers with a white trim around them. Always helpful to have that trim for the broadcasters. And for the White Bear Lake Bears, they'll be in their road whites with the black bears across with orange numbering. Mahtomedi will start this first half here with possession. And they'll be moving right to left across your TV screen or YouTube screen, should you be watching us on the internet. And the Bears will be moving the opposite way at left to right. As we wait for the official to come back to that main circle to get us underway here. Again, lots of fantastic sports planned here in the month of August and September for SCC Sports. We'll have football for you on Thursday, as that'll be Mahtomedi's home opener. We'll be here for that one, and that'll be a fun matchup as the Zephyrs look to return to the state tournament on the football side. And with that opening kick, we are underway. Zephyrs and Bears, as they play so many times before, but this time on the east side of the lake. Played along on that far side. Now here's Ponick. She'll send it across on the other side of the pitch. Chipped up further. The Bears will look to take possession. White Bear Lake rolling out a smaller lineup than they have in previous games. A quick shot on goal is saved right there into the gloves of goaltender Tristan Lenner. And she'll make the start tonight in goal. In previous seasons, they've used Ella Janicki as a goaltender, perhaps to give Janicki some time off here as the season continues. She was the number 1 a season ago for the Bears. Turnover in the attacking third for White Bear Lake, but they'll pick it back up as the ball comes back through to the center of the pitch. Running in with the ball, trying to send it ahead further, as that was Townley trying to do so. Couldn't quite get it there, and the Zephyrs can take back. All the way to that back line, now to the center of the pitch with time. Here's Broughton. A little bit further up. We'll try to chip it ahead. A turnover there, and the Bears look to capitalize. So here's Kayla Anderson, a shot on, or attempted shot rather, goes out of bounds. This should be a goal kick coming, although I did take my eyes off it temporarily. Again, you'll notice we do only have one camera access and one camera angle available to us here tonight. Unfortunately, the brakes on our production truck broke down, and therefore we are unable to bring that full production value that we normally have, so we'll look forward to having that back for you again on Thursday. It'll be a corner here coming up for White Bear Lake. And the first set piece of the game goes off the post. Still tried to get it in there, but it's Megan Lazawi who got to the ball there wearing the electric blue goaltender jersey. All the way back out through to the center of the pitch. It's battled for. Burkett making a nice play on the ball to try and keep it alive. As it goes back onto that far side now for White Bear Lake. Pass left further ahead for Anderson now. Sent off the defense and out of play. And that should be another corner upcoming for White Bear Lake. So look to set up just inside of 2 minutes elapsed here in this one. Again, thank you for joining us here on this chilly night for the month of August here from Mahtomedi Stadium. First of many games to follow. And as you'll see, the corner coming up for the Bears. Sent over the cross in front, poked away by Lazawi. She's able to get up and make that play. Ball comes back to the White Bear Lake back line, and it goes back out of bounds. This will be a goal kick coming up here for Mahtomedi. Of course, lots of new faces with seniors graduating and players moving up from the junior varsity level. So we'll do our best to introduce to you as many of those names as we can throughout the evening. Long kick from the goal line. Of course, the goalie does not have to take that, but Townley gets possession for White Bear Lake. Long pass through. Try to lead it further ahead. Nice back check there by the Mahtomedi back line to get to it. They'll get to it again, will the Zephyrs, as it goes to that far side. As Eckerly tried to play it further. Goes out of bounds. The official indicates White Bear ball. Can be taken up on that far sideline now. So throw in looking further. Odemark had it before moving it back. Looking for a play across to the center of the pitch. Couldn't quite find, as that was Katie Timmons that she was looking for. A race to the ball. Panic with speed. And we've seen that speed that Panic has before, and she's able to knock the ball out of bounds to at least give the defense some time to set back up. Ball back into play. Chip further ahead. Can go back now. Back to the center of the pitch, Odemark. Odemark across, looking for Timmons, couldn't quite find her. Ball goes out of play, and that'll be a goal kick upcoming. Again, we mentioned before the two teams played last year at White Bear Stadium, where it was a 1-0 final in favor of White Bear Lake in extra time. As we'll await the goal kick here. Long line drive up ahead. Timmons was able to get there, knock it further. A little bit further now, and the back line of the Zephyrs has proven strong so far. A turnover now, a chance for White Bear Lake. A nice diving save as Lazawi was sliding from left to right, and she's able to get that ball. Excellent showing by the state champion goaltender so far. Ball into the center of the pitch. Great communication by the Zephyrs to alert of the oncoming attacker. Sent back out, battled for possession. Can be a race to the ball now, as that'll be Wagner who had it on the far side. Lost it, though, to the Bears. Anderson now all the way back, where it can be gathered up in the person of, not quite sure who that was. I'm sorry about that. Lazawi makes the save. And Mahtomedi will get a chance to start pushing up. So far, very heavily in favor of White Bear Lake in terms of possession and offensive opportunities. But, of course, soccer being a game of 2 halves and 80 minutes, that can change over time. Timmons, as they'll move the ball up. Nice effort there by Panic to get to it. Send further up ahead. A bit of a miscommunication play there. It's sent onto the far side where Mahtomedi can gain the middle third. Still trying to push forward ahead, but the ball goes back out. White Bear Lake can look to advance. In the center of the pitch now, Anderson looking for somebody, couldn't quite find somebody. It can be played alive now as Eckerly had it. Sent on the far side. Here's Odemark. Looking for a receiver. It's a race to the ball. I don't think Townley can get there, and she won't. And that'll be a Mahtomedi ball upcoming. As we get the first of many substitutions for the night here, as Mahtomedi will make a change. Or at least they're slotted to make the change. The third official has now made his appearance. The throw in. Just caught the wind just a little bit, and that'll be White Bear ball. Thrown back in, it can be played now. Paddleford had it, but then the whistle blew. we'll get a communication, a talk there, and she'll get a chance to throw the ball in again. In the air, turns, had it. Battled further up ahead. Nice header to keep play alive. Turned it over now. Here's Timmons. Onto that far side for Burkett. Going all the way back before moving to Odmark on that far side again. So Odmark in a little further for Eckerly. Ball sent all the way back into the White Bear defensive third, or it can be played by the goaltender Lanner. Gathered up now by Turnus. Onto the far side. You hear both sides screaming at each other, trying to communicate. Turnus for Schoberl now. Schoberl, lead pass, nice one at that. Through the zone, couldn't be corralled though. Timmons had it. Mahtomedi there though to clear it out. Back out through center where the Bears can gather it again. Attempted header missed. Mahtomedi can take over again. The ball now is Sexton. Onto that far side, a through pass. So we'll try to lead on the far side again. Ball high over everybody's head. Burkett first to it for White Bear Lake. Nice forecheck though to keep pressure on White Bear Lake, and that'll result in a throw in on the far side for Mahtomedi. As you may have heard a couple of times already, and as many of the SEC viewing faithful know, I am more of a hockey guy, so if I do use hockey terms over the course of the evening, I do apologize for that, but hey, that's just who I am. Mahtomedi will get a throw-in on the far side. Attacking third position here for them, as McCleary will come on. Rachel McCleary, that is a junior. Throwing back on the far side. Zephyrs with the ball. Moving it to the center. Intercepted though, and it can be cleared out at least halfway before the Zephyrs knock it back in. Throwing it back further now. As we'll play with the ball on the far side. Rush here, looking in, as I believe that was Heinz who tried to get in. Heinz fighting for the ball with the defense of the Bears. Back out, and the Zephyr midfielders doing an excellent job of holding the ball now that they have possession. Up in the air. Hovering on that goal line. The goaltender, Lanner, will get there first. And with almost 10 minutes elapsed now, still no score. Good chances on both sides. Again, White Bear Lake and Mahtomedi meeting for another time in what's been a very storied rivalry of these two cities on both sides of the lake. Turnover here. Mahtomedi will send it back in further. Turnus had it, but she left it for Leonard. Didn't quite get all of the ball, but it can be played up now by the defense. Tried to shuffle around the defender, couldn't do so. This might be an odd man rush for Mahtomedi. Pass in front, but a nice deflection there by Schoberl as she was able to knock the ball away from the attack of the Zephyrs. In the air, Anderson punched up into the air as it goes onto that far side, looking for Omar, couldn't find, and it's cleared back out here by Mahtomedi. Into that far side of the pitch now, Bella Heckman, one of many juniors on this White Bear Lake roster. Here onto the near side now for Timmons. Pushed further up ahead now. Townley will race to it for White Bear Lake, holding it in, but unable to do so before it's knocked out, and this should be Mahtomedi ball. Again, the lines, as you look at the field in front of you, they are using the solid blue-yellow line that rings all the way around the outside of the pitch. Of course, with high school sports and fields being used for multiple purposes, you have multiple colors of line, so thought it'd be helpful to illuminate that for you. In the attacking half, Anderson sent a shot on. She'll able to get that rebound herself. Back out, racing to the ball. Mahtomedi can get there first, sending it back out. Held in by Burkett. Burkett sent further, Odmark. Odmark has it with a run, a shot on, easy save as she looked to go high on Lazawi. Was unable to do so, and the Mahtomedi goaltender, who again has been strong so far, continues to add to her hot start. In the middle of the pitch now, Mahtomedi looks to make some damage. Paddleford sent onto that far side now for the Zephyrs. So look to run the ball further up. Couldn't quite get it there. But Mahtomedi dangerous now in the attacking third. Sent a cross in front, too high, and score! A shot from the corner finds the top corner, and Mahtomedi is able to lead 1-0. Well, we saw a couple of times last year in the Mahtomedi games that they did were simply shooting the ball on goal and seeing if the goaltender was able to get to it, turn into goals here for Mahtomedi, and it's certainly exactly what happened on that play. Couldn't quite see who scored from that top corner. We were screened a little bit by the White Bear defense, but we'll await the official call, and we'll get that to you as soon as we can. So now with Mahtomedi up 1-0, as the ball goes all the way back into the center of the pitch, White Bear Lake can control it again. It is Anna Wagner getting credit for the goal for Mahtomedi in what would be the 12th minute of play here. And Mahtomedi showing why they are not to be taken lightly. On the far side now, the Zephyrs tried to move the ball further, couldn't quite do so as it comes back in the air. A little miscommunication, unselfish play by two players. Turns into a chance here for White Bear Lake. Through pass looking for Anderson now. Racing into the attacking third. Anderson trying to slip around the defensive Clements. Couldn't do so. Has to dish it back to Timmons. Back for Anderson again. Anderson gets through one. Cross in front. Couldn't quite get it. Timmons tried to send it on goal, but hit that back part of the foot and goes out of bounds. And a goal kick upcoming here for Mahtomedi. Well, head coach Dave Wald certainly happy with the start he's seen so far from Mahtomedi. Perhaps not liking that first 5 minutes of play. However, as Mahtomedi regained possession and simply shot the ball on goal, it's turned to results. Ball goes off the foot there of Sonia Meyer, the senior, and it'll go out of bounds and a chance for a White Bear throw-in on that far side. Battled for, White Bear has it. Eckerly, center of the pitch now as they'll get some runners going. Heckman led Schoberl. As Schoberl tried to push it in further, couldn't quite. A nice challenge there gets Timmons a chance, but she couldn't quite convert. A race to the ball as Burkett goes down on that far side. It will be White Bear Mahtomedi ball? Mahtomedi ball, as both officials were signaling completely different things. Onto that far side now. We get a whistle, and that'll be a minor violation that's called on White Bear Lake, and so Mahtomedi will get possession in the middle third of the field here. Long pass, looking to set up a threat in the attacking third. Couldn't quite do so. Comes back out through the center. Pass in front. Cleared out. Back to center again. Odmark has it. Odmark. Pass on that far side. They may have numbers, but the Zephyr back line is quick to cover. All the way back out. Can be corralled again here. Mahtomedi might have numbers if they hurry. Long passes they're looking to try to get to Heinz. Heinz couldn't quite get there. A Bear is down. Not doing very well, and we'll get a injury timeout here as the trainer will have to go out and take a look. Didn't quite see what caused the injury itself. It may have been knee-on-knee contact, as that Bear who's down did reach for the ball and reached for her knee almost immediately. Especially with such a long season to go and a long school year too, you certainly don't hope it's anything serious. So the teams will convene at center, talk about strategy. As the clock stopped now with 25:01 here to go in this opening half of play. Mahtomedi leading this one 1-0 on the strength of Anna Wagner's goal in the 12th minute of play. While we have some time, folks, we want to remind you to check out our other SCC shows, including Inside Healthcare. Your host, Jody Ritaka, brings you this monthly show providing tips and up-to-date information on a variety of healthcare issues. Many of the show's topics often relate to women's health. The show airs every Wednesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. on SCC Community, Comcast Channel 19 or Channel 801 in high definition. That's Inside Healthcare right here on SCC TV. As a reminder, folks, as the White Bear player is helped to her feet and slowly to the sideline, favoring the left leg, perhaps a right knee injury. We'll get a substitution now as Madison Carroll, the defender, the junior, will come in to replace her. I believe it's number 7, Mackenzie Turnus, who's walking or being helped off the field here for White Bear Lake. Certainly hope the best for her and hope that injury isn't something of any serious nature. And while we have the time again, we want to remind you there are plenty of SCC volunteer opportunities available to you if you'd like to come out, run a camera, a video board, or even call a game with myself or Sam or John or any of the SCC community talent, I guess is the professional term for us. Please feel free to do so. All you have to do is email Arlen at scctv.org, and we'll go ahead and see what we can do to help you out. Play resumes now as White Bear Lake will get a goal kick sent into the center of the pitch now. Licked a little too far now for Townley. Townley looking to challenge, as that was Eckerly who made that play. Odemark dancing through the center of the field onto that far side. No, pushed it further just enough for Schoberl. Goes all the way back. Schoberl has it again. Pushed to the center. Down goes a Bear. All the way back out. Schoberl again high into the air. Comes back out now where Mahtomedi can control with McCleary. Nice lead pass onto that far side for Mahtomedi. McCleary tried to play it, couldn't quite do so, as that's Heckman who was able to gain control. Heckman, as the Bears have 4, took a little too slow to get there. The ball goes back all the way out now to Townley. Townley, a shot on Lazawi, easy save there. She'll get a stoppage here as the clock again resumes, and we'll be able to keep play going. Send it into the air, through to the center of the pitch now. Anderson pushed it onto the far side. Trying to fight for it. Mahtomedi regains control. Gets it back into the center now as there's Paddleford to take control. Back out. Can be gathered again now by Mahtomedi. Sexton with the ball, center of the field. Sexton. Long passes, no one is covering Ellie McCormick on the near side. McCormick trying to shovel around the White Bear defense. It'll go out of bounds. We'll get the whistle, and it will be a ball in favor of White Bear Lake. Throw in. Battle for nicely. As Paddleford's able to get it further. Back through the center. Can be controlled now as here's Clements. Clements looked for McCormick too far. We'll get more substitutions here as Mahtomedi has used their substitutions fairly regularly so far. But we haven't quite seen anything non-injury related from White Bear Lake.
Number 4 on it. And number 22, Wagner.
Now as the throw-in comes here on that near side for Clements. Clements into the air, headed further before White Bear Lake able to get to it. Further ahead now, all the way back now to the center third. Into the middle, can be gathered by Paddleford. Paddleford, under pressure, pushes it further. Panic. Tried to set up a centering attempt there, couldn't quite find it. Comes back now to Paddleford again. Paddleford, across, out of bounds to no one in particular, and that will be a throw-in coming for White Bear Lake on the far side. Bears thrown in, down 1-0. Odemark had it, lost it. Nice defensive pressure here. Odemark had it again and lost it again. This goes all the way back out now to that back line. Can be played further now. Paddleford pushed it further up ahead now for Sexton. Ball came back to the back line of the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Into the air. Moved further ahead. It can be gathered up. Waiting for something. Here onto the near side, Paddleford. Pass to the center. Ball slippery tonight. It was very chilly, rainy most of the day. Perhaps having some effect on the ball.
I don't have a number 26.
We'll get more substitutions coming here for White Bear Lake, or both sides rather. Get a Mahtomedi throw in coming here on the far side. And you hear a lot of things here, and you know, with both people living on both sides of the lake, there's a communication aspect that comes with both of them. The White Bear Lake roster, unfortunately, not fully complete with both varsity and junior varsity players, so there is some miscommunication here, which that can happen, and that's all right as long as we all work that out together. Zephyr thrown on the far side now. It can be gathered up by Mahtomedi. Paddleford in the center, pushed further, avoided the pressure. Goes back now into the defensive third as Mahtomedi will look to reset. Onto that far side now. Panic. Tried to lead pass further. Carroll sends it back in. Paddleford again. Carroll again. Carroll trying to challenge. Was able to do so. Comes back now where Heckman can play it. Again, just about halfway through this first half here. 1-0 your score. Again, it was an Anna Wagner goal in the 12th minute of play, which gives Mahtomedi the 1-0 advantage. It was a shot that came on that far side, almost an excuse-me shot, that just went over the top corner of the goaltender and able to give Mahtomedi this 1-0 lead. Battled for in the attacking half here is White Bear Lake, rather. Lead pass in front looking for Anderson. Lazawi able to get to it first. As the Zephyrs will look to try to add to this lead. Pass thrown high into the air. Raced out of bounds. I don't know if it touched her head or not. We'll get a substitution in here. As Anna Racine will come in.
Substitution, number 22, Racine.
Throw in. Panic sends it back out. Again, the ball boys here, very, very busy tonight. We'll get even more substitutions on both sides.
Their substitution, number 10, Townley. Zephyr, substitution, number 9, Heitch.
And eventually we should get a throw in here coming on the near side for White Bear Lake. And at long last, play resumes as Schoberl sends it in. First to it is White Bear Lake. Battled for, though. It's Townley first to it. Led on that far side for Burkett. Burkett on the near sideline. Turned it over. Can be gathered up here by Mahtomedi. Back onto the far side now. Long pass there as it was looking for Wagner, the goal scorer for Mahtomedi tonight. Further into the air. Wagner steals it away from Burkett, and Mahtomedi can start a rush. Led to the far side for Heinz. Heinz racing to the ball around the White Bear defense. Heinz still in. Ball goes out of bounds over that back line. And we will see. It looks like we may get a corner out of this, and we will. First set piece of the game here for Mahtomedi. There'll be a corner upcoming here for Mahtomedi. We'll see what they do with it. Looking as though they send the ball in. Kicked out of the air. Pushed further. Still held in that dangerous area in the box. Can be sent further out now. And it looks like we'll get a goal kick here for White Bear Lake. Zlanner will take it herself. Lanner's kick. A line drive through the center of the field. There's Townley. Pass trying to lead Odemark on the far side. Couldn't do so. It's a race to it. Anderson able to push it further. Goes over that back line. We'll see which way it goes. If it's a corner or a goal kick. It looks like it'll be a goal kick. It'll be Erica Broughton to take it. Again, with soccer, you see a lot of two-sport athletes. Broughton, one of them as well. And certainly when Mahtomedi hockey starts up, we'll see Broughton on the ice for the Zephyrs on that respect as well. Center of the pitch now, White Bear Lake can take control. Further. Back to the center, Townley has it now. Try to lead it further, but couldn't quite find it as Zephyrs will take control again as McCormick took the ball out, and I believe she must have touched it somewhere on that way as it'll be a White Bear Lake throw-in. I believe that's Odemark throwing it in, looking for the center, headed out of harm's way by Broughton. Can be controlled before it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be a Mahtomedi ball. On the far side, throw in. Burkett to challenge, but Mahtomedi stands strong. Looking for possession. We will get a whistle. We'll get a stoppage of play, as it looks like one of the Bears, I think that's number 2, Junior Sam Burkett, coming off the pitch. You can hear she's got blood on her knee, and as we get a closer look, you can definitely see that. Was it? We'll see if we get a substitution. We will get one, as that'll be Madeline Wallace, a senior, coming in for Burkett for the time being.
In for the Bears, number 21, Wallace.
As play resumes once again. On that far side, Odemark has it. Odemark, a lead pass. Sent in front with no receiver. It can be controlled and knocked out temporarily out of harm's way by Mahtomedi. Controlled by Heckman. Back to that back line. Heckman again. Onto the near side now. As away possession. Odemark moving around the defense, trying to take it herself. Goes off the foot there of Hankey, and it'll be a corner coming here on the near side for White Bear Lake. Again, White Bear Lake, 2 corner kick attempts so far in this match. Unsuccessful on both so far. Get some more substitutions here. Into the corner. And we'll see what they do with it, as it'll be Courtney Crouch to take it for White Bear Lake. Line up the kick from Crouch. Into the box, headed out of danger. Mahtomedi had it. They'll clear it further out. This may result in a throw-in for White Bear Lake, and it will, but certainly alleviating some of the pressure on that back line. On the far side now, Wallace to take control. Wallace into the air. Mahtomedi had it. Turned it back over. Onto the near side now. Goes back. De La Rosa has it. Trying to get it further. Couldn't do so. Heinz spins around. A couple of Bears. Hits the center official, and White Bear Lake looks to capitalize. Anna Racine for De La Rosa. Back to the center for Heckman again. Heckman across. Townley. Townley racing for the ball. Splitting through the defense. Townley is shot on. Nice stop there by Lazawi, and she's able to knock it to side. And we'll get another corner kick coming up here for White Bear Lake. Looking out into the stands, it's a fairly balanced crowd, I would say, from our press box perspective. Of course, we can't see all of it, but that would be my best summation. Get a corner kick on the far side. A brief wind blowing right to left across your TV screen and across the field here in Mahtomedi. The corner. Too far. It goes out of play. It was a nice cross attempt, but just a little too far to do any damage, either off of a head or a foot or something, into the field of play. And it'll be a goal kick coming up here for Mahtomedi. Inside of 13 minutes left to go here. Opening half. 1-0, Mahtomedi leading. Again, we want to thank you for joining us here for our first broadcast this season on SCC Sports. Again, there's a lot of stuff that we have coming. We'll have more editions of Sports Path, Coach's Corner, social media montage, and everything that makes SCC Sports the awesome wholesome viewing family experience that it is. Carroll challenged nicely by Heinz. Heinz still applying pressure. She'll give some to the goaltender. Dangerously right into the attacking Zephyr. Send all the way back out. Through it can be played now. Headed further there by Handke. Controlled by Mahtomedi. Broughton onto the far side now where it can be played further. A little bit further. 4 Zephyrs in now. Trying to split the defense. Couldn't quite do so as they collapsed around the ball. It's Odemark. Turned it over. Townley applying pressure. Physicality in this match certainly has ramped up. Mahtomedi looks to do some damage. Onto that far side. Wagner pushed up in the air. This, I expect a booking to come from this. And we'll see if we end up getting one. Will for sure be a corner. I'm surprised we're not getting a card out on that, but perhaps the official had a different vantage point of it than we did. So it'll be a free kick on that far side, not on the goal line itself. Kick in front, headed in, score! Panic 2-0, Mahtomedi. It's a 2-0 Mahtomedi lead on a beautiful cross off of the free kick. And I believe that was Sydney Panic who was able to knock the goal in for Mahtomedi, giving them this 2-0 lead. And that's where you have to keep cool if you're White Bear Lake, because that free kick and that set piece opportunity was created because you weren't able to keep control of your emotions. As the official goal is announced here, they'll give an official assist on that pass to Sexton on the far side for the great cross to set up that opportunity for Mahtomedi. But again, if you're White Bear Lake, you cannot give Mahtomedi a chance to do that. As 2-0 now is the advantage in favor of Mahtomedi. Another shot on, knocked down there by the goaltender Lazawi. And we'll see what Mahtomedi does with the play now. Lazawi high into the air. Into the air further. Heinz trying to fight for it. White Bear Lake putting 3 defenders on Heinz with the ball in the air. We'll get another whistle. And it looks like it'll be a free possession here for White Bear Lake. Controlled in the center of the field now. Line drive. Trying to set up a runner over the head. I believe that was almost over the head of Lazawi. A good chance for White Bear Lake, and this will give the Bears another penalty, or not a penalty, but another goal kick opportunity here on the near side as they look to cut the deficit in half here with this set piece of their own. It's on the far side. That'll be Crouch to take it here for White Bear Lake. Crouch as the players begin to move. Cross in front, too far for the goal mouth. It's cleared back out to center. Heinz had it. Battling for possession, though, with Heckman. Sent further out now. Heckman had it. Carroll now. Through center, Townley. Onto that far side. And even further now for Odemark. Odemark looking to create a chance. Couldn't quite get there. Goes back to Odemark. Odemark around a couple of defenders. Still racing for it. Could not get there. And it'll be a goal kick ending the threat for Mahtomedi. Or no, it'll be a corner. Once again, folks, it's tough to see. And on the far side, White Bear Lake will get this corner kick. Again, it feels like they've had 6 or 7 corner kick opportunities here in this first half. And another one comes with the ball too far for anybody to do any damage, and that seems to be the problem for White Bear Lake on their corner so far. The ball has been set way too far for anybody to get any sort of a body part on it to try to knock it in. Except your hands, of course. You can't do that. This is soccer. That'll be a goal kick coming here. We'll get more substitutions here, as it'll be Meyer and Paddleford who will come on here for Mahtomedi. Line drive, hit in the air, Battled for. Carroll first to it for White Bear Lake. Sent it further ahead. Gathered up now. Anderson left for De La Rosa. Holding the line at first, but could not hold it further. And Mahtomedi will take over. A throw in. A little too far. We've seen that a couple of times tonight too, where perhaps the wind, while not significant, may have had some sort of a impact on the ball. It's the second time now where we've seen a throw-in happen again. Panic sent in further. That went off the White Bear Lake player, or no, it went off the Mahtomedi player, rule the officials. De La Rosa's throw-in. Gathered up. Sent further now. Can be erased for Heinz, as Heinz will have it on the near side. Heinz shuffles around one defender. Looking around another, goes down. She looks to be hurt, but she'll get back up and resume play. On the near side now, Panic couldn't hold that line, and it'll be a throw-in coming on the near side here for White Bear Lake.
There's substitution number 4.
Well, De La Rosa on the throw-in here for White Bear Lake. Again, 2-0 your score. Further in. Cleared back out now. Anderson to play. Anderson. Through pass for Odmark. Odmark with some great pressure defensively by Mahtomedi to get back to shut out that opportunity for White Bear Lake. They'll stay here, though, with White Bear Lake as they'll get a throw-in, as Mahtomedi will get a chance to set up. Here's Odmark with the throw-in. Throw-in straight to the center of the pitch. Anderson has it. Try to move it along there as Eckerly looking for a chance. Racing to the ball. They'll battle for it, and a collision there sends the ball out. Another White Bear throw-in on that far side. Throwing it in. Knocked high in the air. Still higher as Odmark has it. Odmark shot on. Another easy save for Lazawi. I believe there's been a number of names which I've been saying wrong so far on both sides, and we'll get a chance at halftime just to make sure that everybody is having their name said correctly, as Townley sends it further ahead. Paddleford back out through center. All the way back on the far side as they try to get forward. A White Bear throw-in coming up here. We'll get another whistle. We have a substitution coming here. I'm not sure. The near linesman shouting some things, but I'm quite sure of what the meaning or the method of those is. Well, we get a substitution on each side. We are inside of 5 minutes remaining to go here in this first half of play. Again, Mahtomedi leading this one 2-0. Goals by Wagner and Panic giving Mahtomedi their lead. Onto that far side. Sent further up ahead with no intended receiver, or available receiver rather. Battled for the ball. Townley first to it for White Bear Lake. Townley. De La Rosa has it now. Pass further up ahead. Anderson. Anderson spinning around one defender. Further on the near side now. Here's Timmons. Timmons further ahead. Couldn't quite clear. Ball goes high into the air. Gathered back out now. Eckerly further. Timmons. They'll battle for it as Odmark thought she had it. She'll gather it up again. Odmark trying to split the defenders. Couldn't do so. And Lazawi is able to get to it again. Lazawi. Long ball. Back high into the air. All the way back out as Panic knocks it further into the air. Timmons tried to keep play alive, but first to it is Mahtomedi. Lazawi with the ball now for Mahtomedi. Sent through the center of the pitch. Looking for somebody. Couldn't quite find a receiver as it bounces some more. De La Rosa. With the ball now. De La Rosa trying to move it further along. Timmons couldn't quite get there. Heinz sent it back now, but Eckerly has it again. Onto that far side, Wallace. And now Odmark. Odmark across. In front, Panic finds it first, though. All the way back out. It's gathered again by the Bears. Pushed further along and then back out once again. Carroll sent in further in the air. Back out as Eckerly sends a shot high and wide to the left. As we get another chance here coming, as Sexton will take the goal kick here from Mahtomedi. Sexton's kick, low line drive. Mahtomedi able to get a couple of feet on it, send it further along. Battling for a possession. Back on the far side now. Battled for. That's Heckman first to the ball now for White Bear Lake. Onto the far side again. Heckman has it. Heckman pressured, but Odemark now with it. Odemark waiting for a chance as the ball goes to De La Rosa. De La Rosa tried to push it in front, couldn't quite get it there. So race to the ball. Townley had it, or tried to get to it. Goes to the far side though, where it can be gathered now by Clements as it goes out of bounds and will be a Mahtomedi throw and upcoming. Clements a throw in. Knocked on that line. Back out of bounds. This one will go Mahtomedi's way once again. That'll be Clements take it on the far side for Mahtomedi. Megan Clements, the senior defender. Clements through to the center of the pitch. Paddleford has it. Lead passes will race to the ball. Carroll gets there first, simply sends it out. Gives the defense a chance to catch up now. Panic has it. And she'll get the throw in here from Mahtomedi. Panic for Paddleford. Back out of bounds. Be Mahtomedi ball again. Panic. Looking to do something with it. Trying to send it further for Heinch on the near side. Heinch given pressure. Goes back out of bounds again. And Mahtomedi continuing to chip the ball piece by piece up the field. As the clock winds down, again, no extra time given, except in the event of ties at the end of the game. So once that clock hits zeros, you will hear it, and we will head to half. Panic with the ball, content to take as much time as possible here to send it to half. Ball out for Heinch, and we'll get another whistle, and it'll be White Bear ball as the ball gets kicked here. Take the time. De La Rosa kick further up ahead just to keep it going. 5 seconds, not much can come of this as the ball goes back to the center. Cleared out by Mahtomedi, and we will head to the half. Our score here, Mahtomedi 2 and White Bear Lake nothing. We'll be back with the second half of this one. This is your home for Bear and Zephyr Girls Soccer here on SCC Sports. And welcome back, everybody. Here, second half of play here. White Bear Lake Mahtomedi and girls soccer as the temperature continues to drop and the thermometer plays tag with 60 degrees. The second half underway. Again, 40 minutes here separating us and the conclusion of this match. White Bear Lake had offensive opportunities. Burkett now a chance. Centering pass. Couldn't quite connect on it and goes back out through the center where Odemark had it, left it for Townley. Odemark as the Bears vicious out of the second half gate here to start. Sent further back along. It was goals by Wagner and Panic to give Mahtomedi the lead, which they currently entertain at 2-0. Again, this matchup, which is played at least once in most sports every single season, alternating on which side of the lake. Again, the lacrosse teams have their trophy, which they exchange regularly. Fortunately, the football and the hockey teams don't really play each other as much as I would quite like to see, but hey, that's all right. As the ball back into the center of the field now for Mahtomedi. Once again, Alex Westad joining you here at Mahtomedi Stadium. George Smith Field, home of the Zephyrs, in the shadows of St. Andrew's Lutheran Church. Ball on the far side now, can be controlled now. Sent further back up in the defensive third for White Bear Lake as the ball goes back out of bounds. Gather now, Panic has it. Looking for an opportunity as a Zephyrs tying her shoes. Of course, you don't want that. Panic, the throw-in. Left onto that far side. Now looking for Sexton. Sexton. Push to the corner. Still in the corner now. Saxon still with possession. Excellent ball handling skills there. Panic shot set in front. Covered up by the back line of White Bear Lake. Sent further up ahead now as it goes out to that far side now as Clemens had it. Went off of somebody. It'll be another Mahtomedi throw-in. You know, last season the Zephyrs had a player who on those throw-ins out of bounds. We'll get the throw-in here. But on the throw-ins out of bounds, did a full and complete somersault, flipping completely 360 degrees over her head to throw the ball in. And I remember one game last year, I believe it was Mahtomedi versus Stillwater, where we saw a play like that, which ended up in the game-winning goal in extra time. Onto that far side now, it's gathered up. Sent further back along. Further ahead. All the way back out now where Clements has it. Clements into that back line now where it can be played once again. Just past 8 o'clock local time here. Sent back further and out. Moved further along. Controlled. As Courtney tried to get to the ball. Tripped up now. We will get that whistle. And that will be a Mahtomedi ball here. As it'll be hand-key to play. Hand-key. It's Paddleford, rather, in the center of the field. If my notes serve me right, it was Grace Paddleford who scored the state championship game winner, giving Mahtomedi girls soccer, I believe, their first state championship. However, that banner on the far side is very far away. So White Bear Lake has possession now. A couple of injury updates. It looks like Sam Burkett, who left with a bloody knee before the end of the first half, has returned. We also have not seen Mackenzie Turnus return either. As it's Timmons now. Sent further up ahead. Odemark. Odemark with possession. Odemark shot. No! It hit the post! Play continues, and the goaltender for Mahtomedi is able to get that. I thought that was back of the net for Odemark, but the post said no. And so an excellent play by Mahtomedi just to clear that ball out, and a little bit of luck helps from the post as well. White Bear Lake looks to respond though, and push it in a little bit further and break their 0 into a 1. Onto the far side now, it's controlled by Mahtomedi. Paddleford spinning with it. Paddleford left it over. Battling for it. Further up ahead now, Mahtomedi with a bit of a threat. Mahtomedi looking further ahead, couldn't quite do so. Carroll has to send it further. Off the knee of the Zephyrs. Odemark off of her body back to Panic. Panic Shoveling around right on that line, though, as that's Marot who has it. Panic. Cross in front, over the head. They may have numbers here, and the shot goes through the uprights, but not the one that matters here on this field right now. We'll get a goal kick coming here, as it is Leonard, the goaltender, the sophomore for White Bear Lake. We'll get play resumed. Leonard's kick, a line drive. Townley had it, lost it, sent further up ahead now. But Mahtomedi is able to get to the ball. Pushed further along now. Goes all the way back now as Clemens has it on that far side. And a rush coming up here for White Bear Lake. On the far side, a shot on without much power. Is able to be reached by the goaltender Megan Lizowie. Can be sent further up ahead now into the center of the field. It's gathered up and we get a whistle here. And we'll go back the other way. White Bear Lake looking to create a chance off of this. Little wee Crouch now. We'll put it on that far side. Here's Townley, I believe, now. Townley, line drive, well over the head of just about everybody and right into the gloves of the goaltender. And that's been the story of the game for White Bear Lake so far. A lot of shots that have been right at the goaltender, and they haven't made her get off the line, so to speak, to create a chance to score for White Bear Lake. And unfortunately in soccer, if your goaltender is right on that line and has straight shots on goal all night, that for most goaltenders will be a very easy night for net for them. So get the throw in coming here on the far side. 32 minutes and counting here to go in this second half of play. Again, we talked about in our open both of these teams having state tournament aspirations, one of whom has been and done that. The other team still looking for that first ever, I believe, state tournament appearance in girls soccer. Again, Mahtomedi winning it last year, moving through their section and onto the state tournament as both of these teams look to advance to US Bank Stadium in the months of October and November. And on that far side now, a rush snuffed out though by White Bear Lake, as that's Crouch able to get to it. Crouch, a through ball, couldn't quite corral it. Battled for now, all the way back out into that back line. Hankey for Panic. Panic. Paddleford. Further up ahead now. That was Broughton to play it. On the far side, chipped further. A potential rush there as Heinz had Meyer streaking on the far side. Battled for the ball now. That can be gathered up now by Eckerly. Eckerly for Townley. For Burkett. Burkett onto the near side. Odemark waited for the ball to come to her, and as a result, Panic was able to challenge. Waiting for an official designation. Looks like it'll be White Bear ball and a throw-in on this near sideline. Burkett. Off the head. Odemark trying to play the ball to keep it alive. Odemark taken down. We get a whistle. There'll be a throw-in coming on the near side for White Bear Lake, and it looks like it'll be a free kick. It'll be a free kick for White Bear Lake. Anderson. Kayla Anderson will take it, the junior forward. Anderson's kick with some spin on the ball. Dangerous chance. But the Zephyrs were able to collapse on the ball. Sexton now, I believe. Cleared back out off the defense of, or the attack of White Bear Lake rather. And there should be a goal kick upcoming, and that's what they will say, unless they put it on the end line, or the sideline is the actual term, I suppose. Throw-in coming here from Mahtomedi. Panic. Had it, sent it further along. Gotten back up. They'll send it back behind that back line, but Carroll first to it for White Bear Lake. Carroll center into the front of the pitch there as Heckman has it. Heckman Through ball on the far side, looking to create a threat. It's been a very heavy White Bear Lake attack here in this second half of play, but they haven't quite been able to put one past the outstanding goaltending of Megan Lizowie. Runner through, Anderson has it there. It's turned over, sent out of bounds. It'll be a free kick coming, or a throw-in rather, coming here for White Bear Lake on that far sideline. Inside, shot goes high over the goal, and that will be out of bounds, and a goal kick up coming here for Mahtomedi as substitutions look to come on both sides. That'll be Lindsay Henke to take the goal kick for Mahtomedi.
17, Ido, and number 20, McCormick.
So we'll get some more changes here for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. It's Henke to play it now. Nice kick with distance. Unable to get cleared into the attacking third, however. Townley, a nice header. Played alive, though, by Paddleford. Paddleford. Onto that far side now as Mahtomedi looks to start a rush. Through ball. Intercepted, though, by Heckman. Heckman challenged but stood strong. Onto the far side. Sent back in. Here's Townley now. Townley turned it over. It's able to be gathered up by Broughton, who sends it further along. Racing for the ball. Couldn't quite get there. Carroll for Heckman now. Turned it over again. And Mahtomedi will take control back in the attacking half. Great pressure, though, from Anderson to force the ball out of play. And it'll be a throw-in deep in the attacking third for White Bear Lake. Odemark now. Odemark stutter stepping around one. Odemark racing to the goal, trying to get in a shot. A nice save by the goaltender, Lizowie. And that is a textbook example of why she's been so strong tonight. Patience on the line. And able to be moved. Ball cleared back out. Back through the center of the pitch. It's gathered up, pushed further along now. Racing to it as the goaltender, Leonard, is able to call for it. Leonard. Kick with a lot of air time, not a lot of distance as it bounces at the 50. Gathered up on the near side now here is Eckerly. All the way back out. Still pushing along, pushing forward off the head of the defender Heckman. Heckman applying pressure as the Zephyrs will pinch up to provide support. Heckman finds a through ball across on the far side as Schoberl trying to race for possession. Run to that far side now. Played further along now. Chance on a runner. Here come the Bears. Centering pass in front, attempted, couldn't quite find it. It looks like it'll end up in a corner for White Bear Lake. Again, one of the stories of the game, execution by Mahtomedi, and the inability to do so for White Bear Lake so far. As this is their first corner of the second half. They had 7 in the opening half, and again, as you can see, the 0 on the scoreboard. They have been unable to convert thus far. The cross in front, no receiver there, and again, just poor execution on behalf of the White Bear Bears, as those crosses from the corner have just been too far on that back post. And I can understand trying to set somebody up on the back post and get the goaltender moving and in a spot where they aren't in position, but at the same time, you can get that same thing done by forcing rebounds and pushing the play around the net. And so far, again, as we said before, White Bear Lake has been unable to do that so far here with 25 minutes and counting to go in this match. Further in the air, Heckman heads it along. Can be gathered up now by McCleary. For Townley, a shot on high. Off the crossbar again. That's another one of those shots, and we've seen a couple of them tonight, where the crossbar has benefited Mahtomedi and just hasn't gone the right way for White Bear Lake. as that first goal of the game way back in the 12th minute by Anna Wagner was able to sneak in under that crossbar in that corner. Now a rush for White Bear, looking for Odemark too far. Gathered up, Odemark trying to get to the ball as it goes high into the air. Odemark with it, ball's loose, still bouncing high into the air without somebody claiming it as the ball gets sent to the corner, as that was Townley trying to send a shot on goal. It wouldn't work, and the ball goes out. We'll get another corner kick coming. This time it'll be Broughton to take it for Mahtomedi. Broughton's kick went out of bounds. Looks like it'll be a Mahtomedi throw, and I believe it went off one of the defenders. Thrown back in. Townley has it. Townley sends it the length of the field, looking for Odemark to do some magic. Odemark with some fancy footwork, working her way to the center of the pitch. Odemark off the defense. Again, we've highlighted Claire Odemark before in previous broadcasts, and we see it once again tonight. The footwork is there, and the skill on the offensive side is definitely there as well. On that far side, White Bear Lake has it once again. Sent back in further, looking for some assistance. Shot on, goes high and wide, and another goal kick upcoming here from Mahtomedi. Now we'll get a goal kick coming here. Believe it'll be Broughton to take it again for Mahtomedi. Broughton's kick, a line drive, sent through the center of the pitch, pushed further along and ahead. It can be put back the other way now by Crouch. Ball in the center of the pitch, gathered up by Mahtomedi. Turned it over to White Bear Lake, however. Townley now. Townley working it back to the center. Onto the near side now, Odemark. Odemark, across in front, reached the head of the Zephyr defense. It goes out of bounds, or held in very nicely on that line, at least, by the Zephyr back line. Pushed in front. Some nice ball movement here by White Bear Lake. Another attempted shot in front. Racing to it is Anderson. Anderson falls down. As the ball goes to the goaltender, White Bear Lake again looking for a call. They won't get one here today, though. Ball played alive. The Zephyr goaltender seemingly locked in, as they say. On the far side now, Mahtomedi taking the ball back into the attacking third, looking to create an offensive chance of their own and really put this game away. Knocked back onto the far side. And a great challenge here by Tristan Leonard to stop play. Leonard, a kick, looking for Odemark, could not find her. Zephyrs have it now, as they'll play with it at the center third. I thought we had a whistle, apparently not. All the way back out, right into the Zephyr bench. We'll get more substitutions here. Should be a Mahtomedi throw-in upcoming here.
Zephyr, substitution number 4 on it.
Yeah, will be a Zephyr throw-in as Panek looking to take it here for Mahtomedi. Sent further along. Goes off of a couple of players. Dancing around the ball, Sexton. Nice ball movement and handling by her as she goes down. Can hear the Mahtomedi fans on that far side screaming for a call there. One that, again, I think should have come. Odemark now with a runner. Odemark, nice defense there by Clements to push it out of bounds. And with the success which White Bear Lake has been having corners all night, might as well keep sending them there, as the Zephyrs have been strong defending the set piece. Nearing the 20-minute mark here of the second half. Score still reads 2-0 Mahtomedi. Goals again by Wagner and Panek, giving Mahtomedi this 2-0 lead. A line drive on the corner this time, as the Bears will choose to take possession. Shot on through, and a nice save there by Lizawi. And Mahtomedi looks to take control and really ice the clock down in this one as much as they can. To the center of the pitch. All the way back out. Carroll has it. Pushed further along now. Bouncing high in the air. Panic, a nice play. Onto that far side. We get a whistle. We'll get an advantage here in favor of Mahtomedi as the player went down on the tackle. Panic now. Panic. A through ball. Looking to spring past the head of Carroll. Carroll, a nice chip shot and maybe an open net. And great play there by White Bear Lake to simply send it out. That was Tristan Leonard coming out to try to make the save and stop the play of the ball. However, she just lost control of it, and that could have been an open net as Wagner was looking for her second of the night. And it was a great back check and good effort of getting back by White Bear Lake to stop that opportunity. Throw-in coming on the far side. Still another one will come here. None of that far side now. Looks like Megan Clements will take it here for Mahtomedi. There it is. Clements right on goal. As that's Leonard who will make the save again. We were wondering if that might make an appearance tonight, and certainly it has. Into the middle third. Still battling for it. A very questionable physical contact there. Leading pass for Anderson. Anderson, whistle! Not sure where that came from, but Anderson shot just missed wide. Well, we'll get an advantage in favor of White Bear Lake. It might be a... it looks like it will be a free kick in favor of Mahtomedi. I'm not 100% sure what happened there. As some people to say, when it comes to sports that are not my forte, as the ball goes off of a couple of legs and they'll keep play going. Again, for sports that are not my forte, I ask you to find my ignorance charming until eventually I figure out what it is that is going on.
Zephyr substitution, number 9.
We'll get a couple of substitutions on both sides. Again, the clock continuing to wind now. Here in this 23rd minute now of play. Thrown by Mahtomedi, knocked high into the air. Burkett sent further along. Pushed back high into the air. Can be played further now. Townley to it. She'll send it on that far side looking for Schoberl. Schoberl. All the way back out, battling for it. Could not quite get there. Here's Heckman now, racing in. Heckman for Odmark. Onto that far side, there may be a threat here. Cross in front, couldn't quite not find that receiver. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in coming here for White Bear Lake. Another substitution here.
Bears substitution.
You hear one of the White Bear Lake co-head coaches, not sure if that's Dave Ashley or John Derkerzing, arguing that the line judge here on this near side is not doing the substitutions correctly. As we've said before, in the high school levels, you do not get extra time based on balls out of play, delays in game, or anything of that sort. A chance in front! Whoa, she got back! What a great save by Megan Lazawi. We do have a couple of players slow to get up on both sides, but what a play to get up and make that save when it looked like all was lost for Mahtomedi. Well, the Mahtomedi netminder has been solid in her form here tonight, and that one, again, one of the prime examples of how paramount she has been to this team, not only in their state tournament, their state championship run last year, but also in their play tonight. As the ball gets sent back into the defensive third now for White Bear Lake. Leonard sent further now. Looking for somebody to maintain possession. Sexton now. keeping the ball in the air. She'll send it back further now, as that will be Handke to take control. Lost it, though, to the Bears, and we'll see if they can create another rush. Odemark with Anderson running into the center of the pitch. Odemark racing in, a shot, again, through the uprights, but not the one that matters here tonight. And it should be another goal kick upcoming here for Mahtomedi. Goal kick coming here from Mahtomedi. Sent further back along. It's able to be taken over by White Bear Lake at the center of the pitch. Sent further along now. Gathered back up. Knocked high into the air. They'll fight for it. Racing up now is Panic with 1 goal already tonight. Panic is able to get around the defense. Fighting for it. Pushed out. Held in, no. Will be a Mahtomedi throw in on that far side now. On to the near side, we get a conversation again. The handling of the substitutions, a talking point here on both sides.
Zephyr substitution, number 20.
So again, when the substitutions are completed, we'll get that throw in on the near side. Here's Panic. The throw in. Knocked out of harm's way. Paddleford had to go off of her head. She'll keep it alive though. Paddleford fighting for it. Paddleford pushed it back. Shoved it along to the near side now for Panic. Shot on, and again, dangerous play. As the Bear defense has had some trouble reading the ball here tonight. A ball high into the air. Battled for as Odemark trying to get there. Could not quite do so. Here's Broughton. Sent it for Panic on the near side. A runner looking for Heinch, I believe, on this near side. Heinch will get the ball again. She'll get a throw in, as they'll have to take their time and wait for the substitutions to be made official. Perhaps they won't. No, there they go. Thrown on the near side. Knocked around, kept alive. Cross in front. Unsuccessful. On the near side now, though, Wagner fighting for it. Pulled it back. Wagner across in front. Goes wide. Panic. Gains the ball, and Mahtomedi starting to really look to put this one away. As the ball goes a little bit too far. Now tie into the air. We'll get more substitutions here. Play in the center, can be cleared back out. Kept alive, knocked to the corner, and then again out that sideline. Another throw-in coming here for Mahtomedi. Again, we'll ask you to stick around following the game for a brief interview with some questions for a player of the winning side. This ball gets knocked back out as Mahtomedi first to it. Paddleford to hold possession. That's Merault for Panic now. On the far side, cross in front, too far, looking for a redirection. Could not quite get that one, though. We'll get a whistle and another throw in here for Mahtomedi. On the far side, cross in front, was looking for Heinch, couldn't quite find her. De La Rosa battling for the ball. Mahtomedi, though, stronger and take control. Pass in front. Merault had it. Spinning to the floor goes Eckerly. Merault trying to get to it. But Odemark has it now for White Bear Lake. Odemark tried to move around, but a good defensive play there. We get a whistle. And it'll be White Bear Lake ball. And White Bear Lake will get it right now on the fringe of that attacking third. Townley will play it inside 10 minutes to go here in this match. Mahtomedi leading this one by a score of 2-0. Line drive kick goes out the back of the goal line. We'll get more substitutions upcoming here.
Bears substitution, number 2, Burkett, and number 9, Schrobel. Zephyr substitution, number 6, Sexton.
More substitutions coming on both sides now as we again want to make sure that I got the correct players that entered into the game. And we'll get a goal kick upcoming. Broughton to take it. A line drive. Headed further. White Bear Lake looking to get on the scoreboard here. Odemark. Try to push further along. Odemark has it again. Lost it briefly to Paddleford, and Zephyr able to scrap that up. Running attempt now, gathered up by Heinz. Heinz turned it over. Did the midfielders now. A race in. Echo could not quite get there. Back through center. Runners, Heckman tries to put a shot on, and another nice save by Lazoe. She'll knock that down. So got just about 8 minutes left to go in this one here. Kept alive, Odemark. Odemark tried to step up. Marolt able to gather it though from Mahtomedi. Onto the far side now. Runner coming here. Looking for Heinz. Nice defensive play by Burkett. Carroll sent further ahead. It bounces back to the middle third. Townley sent further along. It goes all the way back now. Kick off the side of the foot goes out of bounds. We'll get a throw-in upcoming here from Mahtomedi. We will probably get another substitution coming here. Clock continues to wind now. Inside 7.5 to go.
Zephyr substitution, number 8, McCleary.
Throwing on that far side now. Onto that far side. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a White Bear Lake ball this time. The throw-in. Off of the foot of Townley, further into play. Gathered up, sent further along now. Burkett racing to it. She'll send it back now to the goaltender, Leonard. Further along now, Heckman has it. Looking for some help. Could not quite find it. The Zephyrs cleared out of their sideline. Throw in coming. Paddleford. Racing for Panic again now on this near sideline. They'll quickly throw it in, try to keep it alive. Panic down to a knee on her sideline. We'll get a whistle there and a stoppage. We'll get a substitution as the official calls for the clock to stop. Again, we've marked a couple of times about the physicality of this game so far. And of course, with a rivalry matchup, it certainly can tend to be that. The throw-in coming now. Odemark finds a Zephyr instead. Heckman had it. It slipped through her feet. Heckman gets it back from the back line of Carroll. Heckman for Eckerly. Try to move further for Townley. Couldn't quite get there, and the Zephyrs look to take control. A through ball attempted there as that was Sydney Fricking trying to make the pass. Into the center of the pitch now. White Bear Lake has it. Anderson battling around. Timmons couldn't quite get there, and Zephyr goes down. Goes back to the midfielders. Odemark on the near side now. Odemark stepping around, looking for a shot, but it goes again straight on. And Mahtomedi will look to clear it back out and try to wind the clock down as much as they can. Back out. Schoberl has it. For Carroll now. Sent back further up. A great challenge there by Mahtomedi to try to keep play alive. On the far side now, where they will look to keep things going, are the Bears. On the far side, shot on, goes just wide to the left of the cage. And again, a lot of opportunities that White Bear Lake would like to have back in this one here tonight. As we'll get another whistle and another substitution upcoming here.
Number 22, Wagner.
There's a goal kick coming here. Sent high into the air. Burkett got to it first. Sent further along. Odmark trying to get possession. Could not do so. Gathered up by Sexton for Mahtomedi. Here's Paddleford now. Paddleford, a through ball for Wagner. Again, one of the other goal scorers for Mahtomedi tonight. Challenged. White Bear looking to do some damage. Get on the scoreboard. Timmons on the far side, across. Looking for somebody in front with no receiver. The ball goes here on the near side. Sent further along. Sexton. Further along as they may have a chance here if they stay on side. Heinz tried to get to it. Burkett first to it. But she'll leave it for the goaltender, Leonard. And great effort from the Bears to keep Mahtomedi off the scoreboard here in the second half. Further back along now, Heinz has it. Heinz shot goes wide left of the net, and a very good shot there from Lauren Heinz. We all will get a goal kick upcoming here for the Bears. Kick into the air. Line drive, pushed further. Odmark had it. Just a little bit too far off her foot. As Broughton had it. Odmark stretches out to keep it alive on that sideline. Goes back onto the far side. Kept alive now. Back out. Off the face, and Mahtomedi will race to it. Cutting back. Shot on, and another nice block there as Burkett, I think, goes down. It's a very strong shot. Grabbing her wrist, unfortunately. We'll get a play on the far sideline. As we'll get White Bear Lake trying to muster some offense here in this last couple of minutes. Only 3 or 2 and change remaining here to go in this one. Ball comes back to the center. Further along now. It's gathered up. Then further now, a runner as Clements is able to push it further. Heinz able to get it. She'll have a one-on-one opportunity. Heinz shot and a kick save just to get it out, but even better, I thought the Zephyrs were able to hold it in on that line. But a great challenge there by Tristan Leonard to deny the one-on-one opportunity for Mahtomedi. Inside of 2 minutes, clock continues to tick down. A much stronger second half for White Bear Lake, but a strong game from Mahtomedi, and a calm, composed game has been the difference in this one. Cross. Out of the near side now, as Crouch has it. Crouch. Last chance rush, sends the ball wide of the net. Another goal kick upcoming here for Mahtomedi. That'll be Broughton to take it on the far side. Broughton's kick, another line drive, simply looking to clear the defensive zone and clear the field. Goes all the way back out and down, sent further along now. A turnover and another chance to see how Leonard does on the one-on-one. Moved around, can she finish? No, not quite. They just ran out of just that last part of the field. And that should keep this final result at a 2-0 deficit. And Hackman into the defensive zone. Another turnover. Mahtomedi looks to capitalize. Wagner shot on, off the post and right to the legs of the goaltender Leonard. That's where the first time for the night where White Bear Lake has been able to get some of that puck luck, I guess would be the term, but the post has been friendly to White Bear Lake in this chance. 20 seconds and counting. Here to go in this one. The result all but decided. Odmark trying to create some last-minute magic. Heckman sent it further along, and the back line of the Zephyrs will control. Further along now, Broughton, high in the air. So it goes back out to center. We're 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that will do it here from George Smith Field tonight, as the battle for the lake goes in favor of the Mahtomedi Zephyrs by a final of 2-0. Once again, folks, thank you for joining us tonight on SCC Sports. This is your home for Mahtomedi and White Bear Lake Girls Soccer, SCC Sports.